Subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and never miss an update from Latestly.
I've never heard any English music per se. I was the only one that was born and raised in Singapore. My family, they don't speak English at home 100%. No English at home, only Tamil. Yet I'm surrounded by some geniuses. I'm so blessed. This is a job that I do with a lot of passion and a lot of heart and soul in it. I used to be chubby and short and all that, and I used to get bullied. And dude, I'm telling you, I've been dreaming about that since I was a kid. I've been dreaming about.
Hello.
Here is the star rapper with his blonde streak on. Okay, that goes well with that. That goes really well with that Adidas logo.
Thank you. Thank you very
Superbly
much.
coordinated, and with the glasses. Are they golden or do I see them
Appreciate it.
as golden because of the light, etc.?
These
Oh,
are
look
golden.
at those nails! How could I miss those nails? How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you so
I
much
wish
for your
I wish
kindness.
I
I
could
really appreciate.
I wish I could see the Singaporean skyline from your windows, but the curtains are closed.
Yeah,
So,
well, I could. If there's a way I could. It's very bright outside right now. I don't think you
then
could
there's no
see
point. Yeah.
the skyline. Have you ever been out here before?
No, I would love to. Send me the tickets and I'll be there for your concert.
I like that. I like that very much. Where are you calling from right now?
I'm connecting with you from Mumbai.
Mumbai. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Sorry for
Well,
making you wait. I was a few minutes late. I
no.
had just
No
gotten home.
worries. No worries. I was
Yeah.
shaking my booty to the tune of your song only. So no worries on that front.
I like that. I like that, man.
Tell
Cool.
me, for someone who enjoys, who relishes 3 million streams on Spotify, 3 million plus views on YouTube, and the prize member of Def Jam Southeast Asia roster, do
Mhm.
you take yourself seriously, or do you take yourself the way we see you in your music videos? What the life is like behind that persona? Tell us honestly.
I struggle with taking myself too seriously sometimes, and I just have to kind of remind myself to have fun every once in a while. Of course, from what you guys see on the music videos and on my Instagram and all that, that is my true self. I'm always having fun, yes, but sometimes I feel like I do buckle under the pressure of being a full-time artist and being a musician and continuously trying to add layers to your art and layers to yourself as you grow, you know. Sometimes but I guess it's normal for anybody, right? Like as you do what you do and as
Mhm.
time goes by, you kind of change and things change and you grow and the things that you did previously, now you do it slightly differently, and I guess that's just part and parcel of growth. But yeah, man, I have to consciously remind myself to have fun.
And
Yeah.
of course, having fun is a part of it, but the hard work behind it
Yeah.
and the seamlessness of it. They say it has to be a perfect combination of discipline and
Mm-hmm.
effortlessness. And you've got both, I guess. The seamless, the way you string those English words with Tamil words and the way they flow together is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So what does it exactly take? Do you have a dictionary handy in terms of
Like,
getting those words correct? Both English words as well as Tamil words, getting them correct. Do you have a dictionary handy for that
yeah,
hybridized
I have.
language?
I've some. Actually, this is a very good question. I don't actually have a dictionary for the hybridization, if that's a word. For the to combine both together, that is the most fun part of my entire process, to be honest with you, because most of the time, what piques my interest when it comes to combining Tamil and English is the idea that this hasn't been said before in this particular manner. Like, this particular Tamil word has never been mixed with these particular English words and been strung together in a sentence. And when I explore that realm of lyricism, and
Mhm.
when I get surprised, when it takes me aback, when it makes me feel something like, oh, that's funny, or that's smart, or when it makes me feel, that's when I know that okay, we have a line here that is very creatively written, and it motivates me to explore that realm. It's always been an exploration of the combination of both the languages.
How significant,
Yeah.
how significant the impact of Eminem was on your life? I mean, tell us that story. How did you manage to get your hands on that first CD of Eminem at your aunt's place, if I'm not mistaken? And from there on, the love for Eminem is only growing, and the influence is steady and remarkable on your journey as well.
Yeah, this was when I was like 9 years old, man. 9 or 10 years old. I have three sisters.
Hmm.
My second sister, she was always into listening to music, and my dad got her a Walkman for her 21st birthday present, and she had the Walkman in her drawer, and I one day just took the Walkman to school without telling her, and when I was coming back home, I remember just putting it on and pressing play and not knowing what CD is inside or anything like that. And the first thing I heard was Eminem's "Will the real Slim Shady please stand up, please stand up." And for me, it was a very impressionable time. I was such a young kid. That's one. But I've never heard any English music per se. It's very interesting, man. I have to give props to my family. I have to give a lot of props to my family because my entire family moved from Tamil Nadu to Singapore, right, in
Hmm.
1992, and
92.
then I was born here in 1995. So I was the only one that was born and raised in Singapore. But my household and my family members, they didn't change themselves or change the household in any ways. You know how like sometimes you try to assimilate into a new
New
setting, a new
culture.
environment.
True.
Yeah, my parents, my family, that you've never been to Singapore, but I have to let you know there's this place called Little India in Singapore. It's called
Yes.
Tekka, right?
Aware.
This
I'm
place
aware of
is,
that. Yeah.
yeah, super iconic. It's one of the few heritage sites in Singapore, and it's very traditionally South Indian here.
Hmm.
And I've been living here for most of my life, and in my house, my parents, my family members, everybody speaks Tamil. There's always Sun TV and Vijay TV
Yeah.
playing on the TV, and
Yeah.
so it is. They didn't assimilate themselves into Singaporean culture. So as a result of that, my experience growing up was unadulterated, 100%, the most accurate and the purest version of traditional South Indian influence that I've always gotten. You see, so
Right.
growing up in a household like this, the
Right.
only songs and the only kind of music that I've enjoyed was A.R.
Right.
Rahman and all these other Tamil icons, right?
Hmm.
So the first thing that I heard that was different from that was rap music, and it was so different, right? It's so different.
Hmm.
Where and I've never even been exposed to any kind of English music. And the first thing that I heard at 9, 10 years old was Eminem, and it was so abrasive, and it was so like fuck the world type of thing, and it was like, oh man, it left a mark. It left a permanent mark in my spirit, and I've never been the same ever since that day. And I've been an enthusiast of hip hop ever since I was 9, 10 years old. And all of what you see now that have manifested into the dance song, or manifested into Young Raja, or manifested into this hair, this nails,
Right.
it all started from that moment when I fell in love with that character, that personality of being a rapper.
I stepping out. You said 95 born, nine when you're 9, 10 years old. You stepped out. You were exposed to English music. For a 9 or 10 year
Yeah,
old, Singapore at that time,
yeah,
presumably around 2004, 2005, was still a mixed
yeah,
pot. There were people from all over the world. In fact, uh, so stepping
yeah.
up in that world from a Tamil household, so to speak, and then
Mm.
getting that accent right. Did you have a difficulty to did you struggle at all? To pick up that
Not
accent from
really, not
Singapore. So where did
not
you
really,
draw the
because
line?
I was born and
Where
raised
did
here.
you? Sorry, let me complete the question. Where did you draw the
Yeah,
line
yeah.
when it comes to understanding the foreign accent and not influencing the accent that is spoken at your place, imposing that on the crowd outside of your
Yeah.
house?
That is where it becomes very interesting, because I was born and raised here, right? So the English that I speak is very much Singaporean, and
Yeah,
the Tamil that I speak is very much traditionally South Indian. So
yeah,
Tamil, no questions on that. I've always been good at it
right.
because of the Tamil that I speak at home. And the people that I speak with,
Yeah.
they are very South Indian folks. And
Right.
especially my father, he's a Tamil poet. He's a writer. He has written many books. He's published many books. And
He was
Tamil
also a chemistry and he used to teach chemistry and mathematics in college, if I'm not
chemistry,
wrong.
mathematics, physics. Yeah, at Sarfaji College in Tanjavur. He was a professor there.
Yeah.
He was a physics professor there for 17 years.
Yeah.
Very intellectual man and very artistic man as well. So and he's very language driven. He's done so much work here in Singapore to promote the use of Tamil language and all that. So I come from a household like this, you see. So when it came to Tamil, no doubt, of course, like I've had it on lock. When it came to English, because I was heavily influenced by hip hop, and because I'm Singaporean, born and raised Singaporean, the English side of things, my family, they don't speak English at home 100%. No English at home, only Tamil. So the lines were drawn pretty clearly. My English and Western influences were separated from my Eastern and Tamil influences, and it is almost like my left and right brain almost, and discovering hip hop in a sense where like I can pursue hip hop as a full-time artist was the first step in my life where these two worlds started to join.
Right.
You know, literally it's a hybrid. Like this is who I am. This is who I've always been at home. I've been this Tamil boy, nalla
Right.
Tamil pesra payan. And then the moment I leave the door or go out, it's always like, "Oh, what's up, bro? How you doing, man?" I know there's this hip hop influences that are coming in, and it's always been these two different worlds, you see,
True.
that have made me who I am. And music was the hip hop was the one that glued both together, and Young Raja was the result of that.
So how effective
Yeah.
the tool of music or the sound is when it comes to expressing your search for answers about your own identity, which is a mix of two worlds.
Yeah. The search for answers is always fun because you're surrounded by people that are also after the same thing, you see. So you're not on this path alone. That's one thing that helps a lot. That being said, I'm surrounded by some geniuses. I'm so blessed, so fortunate to be around some really genius minds, you know, and genius in their own fields, like Flight School, Jasper. The music videos is all done by Jasper. The sonic production, the direction is done by Flight School. These are all my brothers that I consider geniuses and consider mentors as well. And working together with such minds, like it's nothing but pleasure, you know, because it's nothing but joy and pleasure because you're trying to figure out the same things together, right? So that's one. Another thing is I have a fantastic framework at home, a support system at home. My family and my sisters, my friends as well, they understand what it is that I'm trying to do and who is it that I'm trying to do all this for. I'm doing all of this. This is a job for me, and I take this very seriously. My parents have allowed me to explore my passions from a very young age, and I really respect and appreciate that freedom. It is what that led me to be who I am today. They didn't force me to do anything that I didn't like. So I always try to not forget that, and I put my reasoning at the forefront of everything that I do. And this is the reason why I do it, to support my family, to be a strong pillar for my family and my friends. Being a first generation Singaporean, you know, I've old parents. My sisters are way older than me. I'm the last child, so I feel like I've always felt that weight on my shoulders, and this is a job that I do with a lot of passion and a lot of heart and soul in it. So the search for answers and the search for my truth has never felt like it's a job, you see, because of the leeway that my parents have given me to find a job that is fueled by passion. So my day-to-day doesn't feel like mundane and boring and painful and like a big task. I mean, these are a lot of work that needs to be done. Yes,
Yes.
granted that, but it doesn't feel like work. You know, something that I'm very blessed to share with you. That is one thing that I talk about all the time because it's a very privileged position that I'm in. First of all, being an artist is a privileged position, but to be able to do what you love and support yourself and support your family and be in a place where you're surrounded by people that you're proud of and surrounded by people that you're inspired by. I think a lot of people try to get this in life, and we are all constantly on the pursuit of creating something like this for ourselves. And I feel like I have that. And I'm very blessed to have this. I'm not taking this for granted. And whenever I do get a chance to share this vibe and share this energy, I do that. I do that without thinking twice. And
Right.
whether is it through my music, if I can positively affect you through my music, then that is something that I take pride in, because that's my spirit. That's where my spirit is at now,
Yeah.
It's joyful.
It's glad. I'm really glad to hear all those answers, your responses, which are coming from the space of honesty, and above all, they're coming from the space of gratitude more than anything else. Very few people are aware of the fact, the position that they enjoy as an artist. So, in that sense, the kind of position that you enjoy, the privileges that you have as an artist, the kind of background that you come from, how would you then use that position to influence society, to influence people, perhaps the
Yeah.
millennials, in your own unique way? What imprints do you want to leave? I don't want to get philosophical, you're not that pole, but what
No, for
imprints
sure. Yeah.
do you want to leave on this world, on the world map, so to speak? Something really significant that you want to leave behind, uh, on the world front, on the world map, perhaps, that can inspire people, that can give them hope, perhaps optimism and fun at the same time.
Exactly. I think you partially answered my own question. Like, this is um this is crazy that you mentioned that. That is, I feel like my purpose is to not be a rapper and not be a musician. My purpose is to spread my vibe and spread my spirit to as many people as I can and touch as many people's lives with the energy that God has blessed me with, which is the optimistic, bright, colorful light. I've always been this guy, and my parents have raised me to be a person like this. And my spirit is what is my spirit is what that I'm giving importance to
Mhm.
be honest. The medium is currently music, and this medium could change. I mean, 5 years down the road, I could be painting houses. Who knows? Life is always changing, and you can never predict what's coming. But what
Right.
I'm certain of, what I'm very certain of, is the fact that my purpose here, I feel, is to be a positive force, an uplifting force on people. And currently, I'm doing that through my passion and through my art, which is hip hop.
Mm.
My goal in this lifetime is to leave a trail of inspiration,
Mm.
to constantly inspire and uplift young people, just people in general.
Right.
As long as I could have at least one person that that feels uplifted and feels motivated to believe in themselves and believe in their dreams, and to know that if this first generation Tamil speaking Indian boy
Mm.
from Singapore, if he can do these things, then I can do whatever I want to do. I
Right.
want to get people to understand what that means, right? What that means. And through my actions and through my career and through me being me, I wish to inspire those things.
The dance song, of course, we are going to talk about that as well, and of course
Yes.
how you weave all these cultural aspects that I've been talking about. But when it comes to
Mm.
dance, I mean, nobody can celebrate dance better than we do here in India. Of course, dance is celebrated the world over, but here in this part of the world,
100%.
in India, even our gods dance, don't they? So it's a
Yes.
celebration. It's a celebration of exuberance. That our gods are
Yes.
not that serious. Our gods are also, dancing gods. So on that front, what do you have to say? How do you see dance as a medium of exuberance? Not just the form and the movements and the type of dance, but when you are ecstatic, when you are exuberant, dance does come to you naturally.
Mm.
So that
Mm.
aspect and the lyricism of it, the hip hop, the rap, getting all these three connected and elevating the collective energy. How do you see that?
Well, first of all, I would like to let you know that I'm not a dancer. I'm not a professionally trained dancer. I'm just a rapper. The reason why we call the dance song is because we thought it was funny, because I'm always doing all this,
Yeah,
like
the moves.
moves
You
that are
got the
not
moves.
dance. Yeah, yeah, just whatever moves that I'm doing, just having fun, right? So I had a lot of people that told me that they enjoy that vibe of me just having fun and not caring about what people think.
Mhm.
And we thought that there was something there, something there in that vibe of having fun that made people smile, that we wanted to incorporate into the dance song. So we thought it would be funny if we called a song, a rap song, the dance song. So that's one. What I feel about my the including of the inclusiveness of dance in my art form, in my career, I feel that being able to let loose and dance and have fun has a certain kind of joyful vibe to it that affects others to want to smile. Like when I'm doing this, it doesn't matter if you're a young toddler or you're an elderly person, you can be a party tata, but if you were to look at it, you can enjoy it, right? There's no genre to it, especially the kind of dance moves that I'm doing. It's not any genre specific. It's not any particular to trying hard to pull off some kind of moves or anything like that. It's just me having fun. I don't really care what you think, and that is displayed perfectly through my moves. So that is the vibe that I'm always trying to focus on and always trying to latch onto. I don't want to forget that. I don't want to let it slip. Because I am always unapologetically myself, and my vibe is always there, no matter what I do. And I'm so thick-skinned, actually. Like back in the days, I've always been like when I was a child, teenager, I used to be chubby and short and all that, and I used to get bullied, and all these girls would tease me. But I've always been thick-skinned with unapologetically being myself, being the class clown, being the funny guy, being so. Including dance in my art is one way where I'm just trying to expand and reach as many people as I can and maybe positively affect somebody with my moves. So that is one. That is another thing. One more thing that I'm trying to position my dances, the dance moves that I'm doing, is the fact that a lot of people these days, I feel, in my opinion, people weigh being cool more important than being themselves. And especially in my genre, in my genre of hip hop genre, where traditionally speaking, there are some characteristics that are attached to my art form, which is the hip hop rap art form. There's some stigmas that are attached to it as well. So many things that if we start getting into it, there's so many things that we can talk about. But one thing that I would like to talk about is the fact that being a rapper and the whole image of being a rapper, it is very much centered around having a certain kind of coolness and a bravado to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to look at any rapper, it's very tough to look through the list of rappers. It's very tough to look through the list of rappers and to find somebody that is quirky and goofy and just being a fool, being a clown. It's very tough to find that rapper that is actually a rapper, right?
True.
So there's a gap there. It's actually almost like a stigma or a unshakable characteristic that has been attached to hip hop since the conception of hip hop in the late 80s all the way till now.
Yeah.
And in my place here as a rapper in Singapore, a pioneering mainstream rapper signed to a label from day one of my jobs is to destigmatize rap and change the image of rap, because what people think rap is here, like people here, what they think of rap is that, oh, rap is all about gangsterism and all about guns and violence and talking about women in a derogatory manner and all these things that are attached to it. And as an extension, being cool and having all these vulgarities and they also categorize those things as being a rapper.
It's a very interesting thing that you're mentioning here. I mean, of course, the general notion is that, and this is the world over. This notion is, rules the world over, that the rapper has to be cool, has to have bravado, almost bordering arrogance, and therefore he cannot afford to be silly. And you are exploiting that silliness purposely. It's on purpose, isn't it?
It's on purpose. I'm playing it off who I actually am. I am not I'm not this guy. I've never been that guy. I've always been a class clown.
So take the serious shit away. I'm not interested in exploiting the serious
shit away.
Yeah,
no, it's like it's not completely trying to be a clown, but what I'm trying to put forward here is that sometimes, no, not sometimes, it is a fact that being yourself is more important than being cool. It is a fact. And,
so
I think in all of these stigmas.
In turn, you can be a clown and yet be so cool and yet be so confident.
You can be yourself.
Yeah.
If being silly is you, then you
Right.
can be yourself, and you can be confident in being yourself and do
True.
whatever it is that you want to do
Hmm.
without succumbing to what you think is a societal expectation of you as a rapper.
Very nicely put.
Or
Very
the
nicely.
traditional or societal or
Absolutely.
whatever other expectations of you.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
to do that. You don't have to give
Yeah.
into those things. I think there's a certain level of power that comes from claiming yourself and
Hmm.
embracing your identity. And through every song and through every video, that's all I'm trying to celebrate and put forward. Like,
Hmm.
look, man, this is me. You can be yourself too.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Quite interestingly, your parents moved to Singapore in 1992 for a better life, and after
yeah.
I guess after 2 decades, you moved to Mumbai for a show there in Mumbai in the island city. You
Oh,
did
yeah,
a concert here.
I flew to Mumbai. I flew to Mumbai
Yeah.
for the first time.
So, what
Yeah.
changes did you see in terms of landscape, in terms of culture, musical scene here, apart from Bollywood? And what was it
Uh-huh.
like to perform here in the island city of Mumbai?
It was nothing short of a spiritual experience, man. It was a culture shock. That's one, because I've always been to Tamil Nadu, but I've never been to. I've always been to Chennai and Aranagi and Tanjavur, where my family resided in, and but I've never been to Bombay. It was the first time I went there. To know that there are people there that love rap scene, that love the rap scene, that are so heavily involved in the hip hop scene, and to actually look at the hip hop scene when they came out to support Prabdeep and I when we were performing at our anti-social, I was just blown away, man. It was the first time where I was exposed to a hip hop scene outside of Singapore and Malaysia.
Hmm.
And it came full circle for me because I've always had a strange, unexplainable attachment to India
Hmm.
because of probably because of the knowledge of the fact that my family and my folks came out from there.
Right.
This unexplainable attachment and lure that I have to India and to motherland, right? So every time I have anything to do, like even this interview right now, speaking to you is such a cerebral experience for me because deep down on a spiritual level, it feels like things are coming full circle for
Hmm.
me and for my family, for my bloodline, for my lineage.
For your
So
roots.
I'm always drawn for my roots. I'm always drawn. So first time when I was called out to Mumbai, it was like, whoa, man, shit, I can't wait. I'm like so pumped. So when I went out there and I saw the people that came out, and there were even people that were fans that
Hmm.
have been following me since Puri Gang, and they came out and we had good conversations with the people that came down to watch me and watch Prabdeep, and it was life changing, man. Like it was eye opening. It was one of the most memorable moments in my life so far, and
Hmm.
especially in my career so far. I will never forget the first time that I came to Mumbai, and I've been good friends with Prabdeep ever since, and been good friends with the people that I met in that trip, and I'm always looking forward to come back to India.
Any plans of collaborating with Bollywood movies, Bollywood producers?
Oh,
Is
100%,
that on the
100%. I'm
horizon?
so excited, man. Dude, I'm telling you, I've been dreaming about that since I was a kid. I've been dreaming about doing things in India, like 100%, 100%. And this upcoming show that we have this weekend, the Bakari NA7 Weekender,
Yes.
is the first proper festival festival show that I've been a part of, that I've had the pleasure of being a part of, an honor being a part of, and so many amazing acts, so
Hmm.
many big names in that festival, and for me to be in that lineup and to show people where I'm from and my story and what I'm about, I'm very excited for that. And I feel like it's a first big, for me, first big milestone in kind of putting my footsteps into India. And I'm definitely keen and excited to explore what is in store for my team and I in India. And we're always looking forward, man, for real. I can't lie to you about that.
Such a musical force that you are, and that you are finding your feet, so to speak, very powerfully on the musical map, especially in Southeast Asia. Hopefully, you'll grow more, much more musically in terms of vibes as well, in terms of positivity and the kind of mix that you're bringing in terms of being bilingual, in terms of cultural references, in terms of energy, sheer energy. It has been really, really
Mhm.
nice so far, and it is only going to grow, hopefully. And you give us more,
Thank you, Rahman. Appreciate that.
much more fun, much more energy, much more excitement. What else more I can say about it? Thank you so much for your time. All the best for your outing right now. That is the dance song,
Thank you.
as well as for your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, man. I
Bye.
really appreciate this call. Hope to
Take
speak to you
care.
again soon. Take care.
Absolutely.
Stay safe.
Take care. Take care. Stay safe. Bye bye.
Bye bye.